Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into the amazing world of French colors. We're going to give you all the words you need to talk about, well, everything, from a beautiful sunset in Paris to your favorite sports jersey. And you'll even see how colors can mean so much more in French culture. It's going to be fun.
The answer, of course, is color. I mean, think about it. You're hunting for those perfect red tomatoes at a market, or you're in a museum admiring an artist's incredible use of green. Knowing your colors is just so essential for everyday life in France.
Okay, let's get right to it. We're going to build up your core color vocabulary, starting with the absolute basics, the ones you'll see and use all the time. We'll go through these pretty quickly, kicking things off with the warm tones. First up, we have rouge. The perfect way to remember this, just think of a classic French red wine, a glass of vin rouge. Next is a super easy one, orange. Yep, it's spelled the exact same way and means the exact same thing. It really doesn't get any simpler than that. And to round out our warm colors, we have jaune. Just imagine that bright, beautiful yellow sun over the fields in Provence, or maybe the sharp color of some classic Dijon mustard. Okay, moving on to the cool colors. Here's vert. When you hear this, you should be picturing those gorgeous rolling green hills of the French countryside. Or, hey, maybe that iconic green cross you see on every Parisian pharmacy. And now for blue. This one is huge for France. It's literally one of the 3 colors on the national flag, and it's the color of their national sports teams. Super iconic. Next up is violet. You know those lavender fields in Provence we were just talking about? This is that beautiful, stunning purple. All right, another simple one for you. Rose. Yep, just like the flower. It's the French word for pink. Nice and easy. Then we have blanc, which is white. A good way to remember this is Mont Blanc, right? The highest mountain in the Alps. Or you could just think of a fresh, crusty baguette. And the opposite of blanc is, of course, noir. That's black. It makes you think of all that chic Parisian fashion, or maybe a strong cup of coffee, a café noir. Next is gris, which is gray. Kind of makes you picture the sky in Paris on a rainy afternoon, which, has its own special kind of beauty. Okay, for brown, things get a little more interesting. You've actually got 2 main options. Brun is your general everyday brown, but then there's marron, which is specifically for a rich, chestnutty brown. It's also the word for the chestnut itself. So there you go. That's your basic palette all laid out for you right here. From rouge all the way to marron, these are the foundational colors you really need to know. But you might be wondering, what about all those different shades in between? Exactly. So let's build on what we've learned. The world isn't just one shade of green, is it? So how do you talk about, say, light green or dark blue? Well, the good news is French has a really simple way to do this. Just look at how easy this is. If you want to describe a lighter shade of a color, you just tack on the word clair right after it. So light green becomes vert clair. And for a darker shade, you just add foncé. So dark green is vert foncé. Seriously, this trick works for any color. Okay, now here's where things get really interesting, a little bit more advanced. These color words, they actually change. See, in French, colors are adjectives. And that means they have to play by one of the biggest rules in all of French grammar. It's a little thing called adjective agreement. And what it means basically is that the spelling of the color has to change to match whatever noun it's describing. You have to ask, is the noun masculine or feminine? Is it singular or plural? The color word has to change to match it. Let's use violet as a perfect example. If you're describing a masculine noun, you just use violet. But for a feminine noun, it becomes violet. And when things are plural, you just add an S. Now, it's super important to remember that some colors are exceptions, like orange and maroon, they never change. But for most of them, this is the rule you gotta follow. But, colors are so much more than just grammar. They are woven deep into French culture. Like, if you're ever in France during a World Cup match, you're gonna hear this chant everywhere. Allez les bleus. It means go the blues, and it's for the national team.
Here's another great one. It's an expression, to faire une nuit blanche. Literally, that means to make a white night. What it really means is to pull an all-nighter, staying up all night and not getting any sleep. And finally, I love this one. It's so charming.
Bonnet blanc et blanc bonnet.
It translates to white hat and hat white. And it's basically the French way of saying 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's the same difference.
All right, so let's do a quick recap of your brand new toolkit. First, you've got those 12 essential colors down pat. Second, you know how to create all kinds of shades using Clair and Foncé. You also get the super important grammar rule about making colors agree. And finally, you've gotten a little taste of how these colors are a huge part of French culture. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you've got all these new tools to describe the world in a much more vivid way, what are you going to describe first? Go on, find something, and give your new vocabulary a try.